What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners and shout out to the Point of View crew. Very excited about a few things. For one, going to Sacramento tomorrow. Gonna have my first Friday Night Live, 8 p.m. from Sacramento tomorrow, which I think is very, very cool. Other than that, I got a battery today, which I'm excited about. My car was acting off, but the dude gave me straight attitude at the auto parts store. I mean, what's up with this guy? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and what's crazy is he was giving me this attitude, and I couldn't leave because I felt like when I pulled up there, my car wouldn't start. I went there with a bad battery. It's been acting hinky. So I get there, try to get a battery from this dude, and his whole attitude is, he told me information 170 or 140, and I didn't hear him. And I was like, excuse me? He's like, oh, I'm not going to repeat myself 2-3 times. I was like, I'm a customer. I didn't hear you. I said, look, man, I just didn't hear you. No, he's ignoring me. And he went over to the batteries and showed them to me. I was like, I just want to know if it'll fit in my car. And he's having a big attitude with me. He's like, come on. Go over to his registry. He's like, give me every phone number. So I told him my phone number. And he goes, what were the last 2 numbers? And I couldn't resist. I was like, I told you. Because that was our whole thing. He'd been telling me, look, I already told you. I'm not going to repeat myself. And here I am, give him my number. I didn't catch those last 2 numbers. I was like, well, I told you. And I couldn't resist. I slept. Car started up. I dipped out of there. Bro, viewer's choice. Viewer's choice. And you guys came through over 100 suggestions, man. Like that. Good looking out. I picked 12. But there were several of them I've seen. I'm just going to go ahead and make a full-length video of them. Like, don't you guys trip one bit. Very, very soon, doing time with Cocoa County Woods is coming out. Bro, Cocoa County, they represent to the fullest. They're always hitting me up. Do a Cocoa County Woods video. And I will, man. I have not been slow playing on purpose. I just want to get the stories right. I've really just been meditating on it. And what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, man, I have a real good word for it. I'm meditating, and I've just been sauteing. There we are. I've been sauteing on it. I got you guys. Bro, let's dig into this viewer's choice. Boston Steve said, have you ever wanted to remove someone told no? Yes. Bro, trip on this. Several years ago, a dude from Bakersfield, a Nazi lowrider, went to Pelican Bay. He was going to be there for a handful of years, over 5. While he was gone, everyone was thinking and hoping and speculating he might become a big homeboy. I mean, that's how it's done at the Bay. It checks out. It makes sense. I mean, he had a shot, I suppose. Everyone's hoping he would come home to Bakersfield, a big homie, represent to the fullest. So everyone was proud about that. But his little brother has bad paperwork. One of those issues where he was 18, his girlfriend was 16, it became an issue. Yeah, like that. But it got swept under the rug and got put on hush for a long time. And I know this dude personally. I know his little brother. And he's one of those dudes that hits the yard. He's like high power hour. He's like a tough guy, a gangster. And he has a skeleton in his closet. It got swept under the rug for a long time. And while his brother was up at the Bay, it came out on the news that he had these charges because he got out and he didn't register. So, and everyone's like, oh, what? He has that? So then it's like, trying to get his ass. He'd pop up in county jail and everyone would be like, bro, he showed up on news for this. And everyone would go and put in motion. But then some people are like, wait a minute, his brother though. And he'd be like, so? He has a brother, like, he's up at the Bay. You know, this is his brother. We should get at him, ask him for a green light. And just got real kind of trippy. Real kind of political. No one wanted to bust a grape because whose brother was. Yikes. Got in a real position. I was never around him at county jail. I was around him one time in prison. Wasco reception. Drove up across from me. And I couldn't make an issue out of it because I don't have the paperwork. I never seen the paperwork. I never even seen the news. I just heard it came out on the news. From a bunch of reliable people though. But I couldn't hit the dare. I'm like, hey, my homeboy has this. But the news... I mean, I just couldn't go there with it. And why, no, I just had to just keep to myself and let it just reveal itself at a later date. But he would like to sign language to me a lot from across from his cell. And one time he was like, sign language, you know what I am, right? He told me, you know what I am, right? And I was like, in trouble? And he goes, no, in a LAR. That's a writer. I was like, oh, you are? You're right? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, do they know? Because, yeah. Do they know, bro? Because a lot of times people try to do this thing. I don't know. But it ended up happening where he got his brother got out. His brother said, yeah, handle him if you got to handle him. Just don't use steel. And he ended up getting got a couple times. But while his brother was away, everyone put it on pause. It was like a thing. So, Eric Kink said, black and white inmates friends from the streets to see each other in jail. So you got a black dude and a white dude, know each other from the street, see each other in jail. What happens? Well, my cousin, Scrappy D, Scrap Diego, who has his family, he's like my brother. His parents raised me, basically. We're only 10 months separated in age. I lived with him an awful lot. He got into 18, 19, 20s, early 20s, rapping. And along comes rapping. He met a bunch of other dudes that rap, black dudes, a bunch of producers, and he got in real tough with the rapping scene, the producing scene, and even joined this rap clique called Stone Tribe. Tattooed Stone Tribe on his chest. It was all about it. The one time he goes to county jail with some shit over his old lady. A lot of people have been asking me lately too, what happens if you go to jail, to prison, beating up your old lady? Is that bad paperwork? No, it's usually not. Hardly never. 90% of the time, I've never seen anyone get removed over having spouse abuse charges. I've heard, like on level 4, I guess they trip on it sometimes. But dude, usually it's not a big deal. He was in county jail over some stuff with his old lady and some dudes from Stone Tribe, some black dudes. Seen him at breakfast, like, hey, what's up, fool, what's up? And he had him on the shine, like, oh, don't treat us like a wet food stamp. And they went looking for him, and they found his barracks. And they stood at the outside of the gate, sent some people in there for him. Hey, you got some guys out on the gate for you. He looked, and it's a couple black dudes. He'd never been to county jail before. He's in the farm. It's very racial out there. It's very political out there. He was like, gulp. He didn't know how to act. He's telling the dudes, leave me alone. And they were messing with him. You better not get a swastika tattoo. Then he told me this story, and later on in life, I repeated the story to him. I was like, remember when you told me that? And he's like, no, I don't remember that. Dude, did you block it out? He told me he had hemorrhoids. I've never had them. I don't know. He said he had hemorrhoids. He said when he was in county jail that time, if they busted or popped in his sleep. So then he had like discharge on his boxers. Then it was laundry turn-in time. Never been to jail. He doesn't really know how it works. He thought he would just throw them in a dirty clothes basket and get, new stuff. But when you turn your clothes in, you lay it out there, and they like go through it, and they're like, whites, pants, 1X, shirt. They like look at it, make sure it's not damaged. And there's like a long line, a bunch of workers back there, and he threw his stuff up there, and they pulled it up. It saw the blood, the discharge. He said he died 1,000 deaths. He said he wanted to just take off running. He said he wanted to be checked into the mental hospital. He wanted to be left alone. Oh, that's what happened to him, dog. But yeah. Jose Luis Sanchez Jr. If someone has a tattoo they can't have, how long do they have to cover it? You guys are thinking what I'm going to say. I mean, how many times has some dude put a shamrock on them? We all know who gets the shamrocks. It's the clover. That's their main tattoo to get. You know what I'm talking about. Big homeboys. And then some dudes come sliding in with it. Of course it's frowned upon. And this one dude, Lenny. His name's Lenny now. Lenny came in. Want to start going by Irish of all things. I was like, dude, he doesn't have red hair or freckles even. Then this Irish, this Lenny, wanted to put a shamrock tattoo. And did. And he even went through the motions, jumping through the hoops and putting extras on it, trying to get some green ink. Because if you want someone in prison bad enough, if you have enough money, you can be able to get it. He was on the hustle, he's on the grind trying to get some green ink. Because he's saying, yeah, I'm going to get this clover, this shamrock tattoo because I'm Irish. But if I'll put some, color in it, it won't look like a prison tattoo. So don't be confused. Just be that as it may. Don't get it. We're not going to find out. Sure enough, this Irish guy went and did it. So they covered it up immediately. And then they covered it up all nice by putting an eagle over it. And just waterfall. No, there you go, Lenny. Big black box for you. Keep shamrock out of your mouth. I know dude had oil dog tattooed on him. Messed up in county jail. They showed up his pad on the streets. Just a big black box. They covered up ASAP immediately with a big black box. So, Seamhead 333. If someone has bad paperwork, are they got before or after trial? And him and I went back in the comment sections on this a little bit. He kind of couldn't believe my response. It is kind of shocking. If someone comes in with some bad charges, they get got right away. They don't, okay, you come in with something foul, like, okay, the cop said I did this, here's the paperwork, but I didn't do it. They're not going to sit back and go, okay, well, let's see how our case unfolds. Then if they say guilty, then we'll go ahead and take care of it. No, as soon as you come in with that bad paperwork, you're going to get caught. Hey, what if he's innocent? What if he didn't do it? What if he did, though? They'd rather get someone innocent by mistake and be like, Spencer, than let someone guilty slip away. Because if you sit there and fight it in trial, and you think you're going to get found guilty, you just might not come back to the pod. And it's like, man, that dude got found guilty and he was living amongst you guys for 6 months and he did this, and this. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. If someone comes in with bad paperwork, they handled it ASAP. No, what? They can't wait to handle it. So, Desiree Hernandez, felon-friendly self-defense weapon breakdown. I think this is a good question. So, if you're a felon, what kind of weapons? Because you can't have a gun, obviously. Can't even have a knife. Parole has been loosened up on that. For a long time, you can only have a knife that smaller than your palm. But back in the day, you couldn't even have one. So you know what a lot of homeboys do? The felon-friendly. Every skinhead I know has a steel comb. Go to the beauty shop, a straight-up steel comb. It's steel. It has the bristles and the handle, and it comes to a nice point. And if you're not satisfied at that point, go ahead and sharpen yourself up a little better one. Everyone I know has a steel comb. Not only that, a straight razor. And darn it, my short-term memory is not all it's cracked up to be. Because I have a straight razor out there for shaving. And I want to bring it and show you as a prop. Like, here you go. Just throw that in your car. A straight razor. I'm not saying throw it. I'm just saying if you wanted some felon-friendly type stuff. Can't get bust for a straight razor. Man, isn't that something good to have? A razor blade with a handle on it? So, hey, it's for shaving. And those steel combs. And I always would like to refer to as a sucker fucker upper, which is just the closet rod that hangs in a closet, any kind of a stick or any kind of just, not a bat, and just throw some mitts and balls and go the extra mile. Some sort of little stick, some sort of little club. Nice and innocent now, sucker fucker upper, to go along with your steel comb and your straight razor. So, there's that. Kris Aguilar, feeling a first removal. He's saying, what's a first removal like? But I'm going to go one step further. The first removal I had as a key holder. But my first removal, key do removal, you're just hoping people see it. You hope that you get a lot of good shots. You hope people talk about it. And you hope that you look good and shine and you get an attaboy and everything goes great. That's what you're hoping for your first removal. I suppose some people are like nervous. Like, oh my gosh, I wasn't nervous. I was just all pumped up. I was just wanting everyone to see it though. And I wanted to be a good one. And I wanted to be known for it. But my first removal as a key holder was when I was in C1. How I had it set up, all different cars, Orange County, LA, Fresno. I would just appoint someone at the head of the Fresno car, the head of the LA car, head of the Orange County car, and say, you run your car. Hey Fresno, when someone comes in with paperwork from Fresno, you check it. You regulate your people. I'm not going to do it. I would just check in with the key holders. The dude from Fresno had the keys from Fresno. The dude from Orange County had the keys from Orange County. Everything good? Check in with those dudes. They regulate their people. This dude came in from Fresno and had paperwork, but when they went to go check it, he said, hey, I can't show it to you because I got busted with a famous person at a famous person's house. And so the paperwork has their address, so it's like confidential. That's what he told his homeboys in Fresno. They came and told that to me. I was like, what? Go get him. He came over to me and started running that drag. I interrupted him halfway through. I was like, go get your shit, fool. But it was much more of a better snap. Go get your shit, fool. And when you snap, it's not from this. It's from your finger hitting your palm. Go get your shit, fool. He came and got it, and it was forced oral copulation. He was at his homegirl's house. She crashed out. Why? She was crashed out. He went to go get his grub on. He went to go eat. Pick up what I'm putting down. And she woke up before he got too far and was like, what? And he took off running, and her and her dad drove around looking for him and couldn't find him, so they told the cops. But they said there's not enough evidence to file any kind of, charge with a DA to prosecute him. But parole will pick it up, and parole did pick it up, went ahead and gave him 8 flat. I don't know how he made it through county jail, but he shows up at C1 with that paperwork, forced oral copulation. Now, like I said a minute ago, if you give someone bad paperwork, and they're amongst you, you got to keep them there. Sometimes they'll get skittish and want to run out. So immediately you got to make them feel comfortable and be like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. I can see why you're a little nervous. We're going to talk about it. You might have to owe some burpees. Right now, we're going to put you on rack status. Just go sit on your rack. We're going to talk about it. You're good, though, homeboy. Don't need to trip. No trip. So we got together and talked about what we can do. Smash them. There was some debate on whether we should do it in the morning because the morning cop was much more lenient than the night cop who we had. We thought, screw leniency. We don't want him to get skittish and run out. So then I went and woke him up. But I was nervous these dudes were going to really hurt him. I was, because the Fresno car was solid as a rock. This dude would look like a wind chime. He was just all shot out, and he's like, yeah, I thought, dude, don't hit him too hard, don't kill him. And so I woke him up, said, hey, you got to go get busy with your homeboys in the bathroom. They're going to get you for 23 seconds. He's like, oh, I thought I just had you burpees. I was like, it's a little more serious than that. So you got out of his bed, and you just went walking down the path there to the bathroom, and you don't see no one in the bathroom because they're in the flanks. And he's looking all dazed, and they just come, boom, knock him. He falls out instantly, knocked out. A couple dudes got on him, walked away, and then he's snoring. Real loud snores. And I start dribbling water on him. He snapped out of it and jumped out. Where's my backpack? My bike. And I got to go to the library. And I was like, no, dude, calm down. Calm down. I go tell the cops he had a seizure and he fell down. I mean, he was looking like really lump. Go tell the cops he had a seizure and he fell down. And he went down there and told the cops. They came, made a big deal out of it. And I was like, it's on you guys because you let him come in here, read his paperwork. And to just open the day room back up because we want to play Pinnacle. So that's what happened there. So my first removal as just a homeboy, I wanted people to see it. My first removal as a key holder, I was nervous they were going to kill him. They didn't. They hurt him back, though. Okay, D-shmoney. D-shmoney. How are old people treated in there? Old people are treated great. They really are. Because no one gets victimized in California prisons. No one gets raped. No. The most you can do is pressure someone, but you can't just straight out steal from them. If you get caught, you're going to get got. That's a good one. If you get caught, you're going to get got. So, don't do that. But, homeboy, what I'm trying to say is they're treated very, very well. I had a old man cellie. And what happened was he fought his case for 5 years. And in that 5 years, he lost his mind. Alzheimer's kicked in. So he came to my cell not knowing jack shit. And speaking of shit, he would wipe his butt and throw it in the trash can instead of flushing toilet paper. And the first couple times I was like, I smell shit. I was like, do we get a dog? Do we have a dog in this cell? Because I mean, I smell shit. And it's like, oh, you should put shit in. I was like, no, flush it. And he would always eat my food. He wouldn't ask. I had chips and stuff. And his homeboys from Santa Barbara were tripping on me because he had a bunch of money on his books. And they'd be like, watching me like an eagle, mega show, and trying to finagle him. He hadn't even been to the store yet. And they're worried I'd fill the store list out. They were standing right there, making sure I didn't get out of this store when he got it. And bro, he could take his store and pound his neck. I want him to leave mine alone. He just grabs my cookies and makes himself comfortable and just one thing, none of it. Yeah, all people get treated well in there. No one gets victimized. So, Dino DiMaggio, do you know a porter that would deliver drugs throughout? Because, yeah, that happens. Porters got a free roam. But no, I don't know a porter like that. But I remember when I was a Soledad, the northerner who lived next to me, they literally created a job for him somehow. He got popped out of his cell when we're on modified program, because that big riot, and he had a briefcase. And he'd walk around, and it's like, what is your job? Where you go? He didn't really check in with anyone. It was just like a big, he had everybody fooled. Bamboozled. Somehow they created a job. He didn't have a job, and he was carrying weapon stock in that briefcase. Sheets of metal, fence, whatever, and he was taking his weapon stock, sliding under cells, and that's what he was doing all over North Yard, B Yard, carrying weapon stock around in his briefcase, moving around, got out of a cell to work a job he didn't even have. So that's what happened there, and those were enemies at the time too. I said, do we have anybody with a fake job? Is there any woods walk around the briefcase? Like, I'd like to think so. Anyways, wow, you're rusty for rule. You rusty for rule. Birthdays and Christmases, do they bring peace? No. Birthdays and Christmas bring war. Because everyone's mad they're in there for Christmas. They don't bring like, oh, holiday season, joy, the Christmas joy. No, they're mad. And especially they don't even get nothing. It's like, what in the physic? I didn't even get a card. Or people with the deals, they'll get in drug debt before Christmas. Thinking the Christmas money will pay for it. It's like, Mom, can I get some Christmas money? I mean, it's already spent. You know, I need to go. So no, they're not happy. What does bring peace is visits. Visits bring peace. Not because people see their family, because they're going to hit drugs. In my last story, my video of Pisces Ride, I was going to have this real good video about the blacks and the Pisces fighting over this TV. They're getting ready to get busy. It was over, I don't want to get over the story, what it was over, but I do want to say they're going to kick off a major riot. People are grouping, and the Southsiders start heading over there. Right across the yard, like they own the place. And I'm watching this unfold thing, and well, I guess the Southsiders going to have the Pisces back. But no, they walked up in there and said, hey, we don't know what's going on, but kill game because we're hitting the visits. We got all this stuff being dropped off, and you guys are over here kicking up dust, starting a riot, fighting over the TV. We have like $1,000 for the product brought in like about 20 minutes. You're fizzucking it up, bad, yikes, kick back, kill game, all that. So that's what they did. They kicked back. But yeah, no. Christmas and birthdays don't bring any kind of peace at all. Birthdays are cool though, because the homeboys will make you a card and everyone will sign it and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Michael H. Knowing dirt about a homeboy and hiding it from the woodpile. Yeah. There's a homeboy I know. He was 22. He had a girlfriend that was 17 or so. Everyone knew about it. She was a very, very mature 17-year-old. Not I'm saying that makes it right, but she knew what time it was. In fact, she stabbed him 3 times. Hardcore. To where he had to go to the hospital. And the girl's family got worried that he might, or the cops might come press charges. Sometimes if you stab someone, even if you don't press charges. Like maybe you stab me and I said, no, I don't want to press charges. The cops say, we're pressing them anyway. So they're worried that charges get pressed on this girl. So they went around and said, wait a minute, she's 17, he's 22. So he got busted for that statutory thing. And he went into the prison system. Went to CMC East. And they didn't, Cayete way! Went to CMC East, A quad. And no one tripped on his paperwork. And he came over to CMC West. Where I was at, homeboy Danny Farmer, rest in peace. And another homeboy. And we all knew about it. And I said, hey, do you guys think we should push an issue on this dude? I mean, I don't think he did anything wrong. If he had not got stabbed, they'd have waited a couple more months. He'd have been 18, that would happen. But if he didn't get stabbed, that's the issue. Anyways, we didn't push issue on it. We kind of swept it on the rug. Didn't want to make a big deal. Because, I don't know, I don't really feel like he was in the wrong that much. Like I said, if he just waited a couple more months, had she not stabbed him, she would have turned 18, everything would have been fine. But since she poked him, they would say, wait a minute though. And he got good, 3 good times. But then I ended up seeing him later. Because I was on D-Yard walking the lap. And H5, there's a dorm. H5 turned to D7. He came walking out under escort. And he saw me. He stuck his tongue out all, so embarrassed. I was like, caught up with you, huh? Caught up with you. That's what we told him. We're not going to push the issue on you here. But it's going to catch up with you. But I don't feel right doing anything about it. Because I really know that, why even, whatever. So yeah, that's what happened there. Sean Myrtle. Do Woods from SoCal and Woods from NorCal get along? There's some tension there. There's some tension there, bro. There's some tension there. I remember when I went to Toro Dorm, a Soledad, and I went in, the whole thing was full of Woods from SAC. SAC car had it sewed up. I had one homeboy he went in from Bakersfield, from Taft, Kern County, 2 dudes from LA. Just SAC was deep. And the main head honcho was dude Glenn, and he acted all cocky and shit too. And I seen him listen to radio. It was kind of like an unwritten rule thing. Like when you come to county jail back in the day from the streets, first thing they do is give you a cigarette. And like when you come out of reception on the main line, they'd give you a cigarette, when they had tobacco. Give you something you missed out on. Well, when you get to main line from reception, sometimes they give you a radio. Like if you haven't listened to radio, you've been in county jail, you've been in reception. Well, I seen this dude Glenn. He was listening to headphones. And I jammed him up. I was like, hey, homeboy, just came for reception on main line. I like to listen to some radio. I'm homeboy to the hell. Can I listen to it? He's like, yeah. You listen to my headphones. I'll be done in a little bit. And he brought the headphone over to me. No, he brought the box with the on and off button and the volume, but he didn't bring the headphones that goes in your ear to plug in. Just that, and I was like, did you page me? Page me, dog? I was like, what am I going to do with this? Oh, he goes, I don't want you to stick my things in your ear when they're in my ear. I was like, well, this is useless to me. I need the whole unit. It's like if I say I could borrow your car, and you just come pushing the car up to me with no keys. I'm like, there you go. What do you need it for? You want to sit in it for a while? No, dog, I want the whole thing. So, it's like, so there's tension between them. So it's kind of funny, sometimes we'll make fun of them for their fades and their Jordans, and check me out, I'm rocking a fade, I'm going to wear some Jordans this weekend. So hey, I've expanded my horizons or whatever. So now I see the beauty in Jordans and fades. So yeah, little tension, but I got nothing but most respect for them. Some of my real good friends, NorCal Woods, like Flea, shout to Flea. What up, homie? Cody Riggs, what level dictates no hands policy? And have I ever gotten to somebody who wasn't allowed to scrap because of no hand policy? No hand policy is mainly on level 4. You get to your yard, there'll be 5 white boys. What if 2 of them fight over something stupid? There's only 3. They're like, if it's that serious, you're going to fight about it, then you need to go and really fight over it. Because we don't want you to fight about nothing. It's a bad look, and we're going to lose white boys. We're always short. You hit a yard, and there's 10 woods, and then 2 of them get in a fight and leave. Now there's only 8, and they fought over something stupid. It's like, squash that shit. The only times it's encouraged for woods to fight is in county jail. They always say, leave that shit on the streets. They never do. They love to fight over old ladies, fight over everything. But in prison, no, bro, squash that shit. There was a dude, I think his name was Dog. He was a skinhead from Ventura. He wanted to fight me so bad at Soledad. No hands policy. Because I made fun of him. He said he came from the shoe. And I go, which shoe? Corcoran, Tehachapi, or Pelican Bay? He's like, no, with a hole in my county jail. I was like, that's not the shoe, man. You came from the hole in county jail. Keep it real. Don't try to act like you've been somewhere you weren't. And he had an attitude with me like, well, what's up then? I was like, we can do whatever you want, but it's no hand policy. If you want to take it there, we can. There's my cell. He's like, no, but I just want to hem you up, break your neck. I was like, I know you do, but you can't. If you want to get we can do that. And he won. And he would have beat my ass too. I would not have won that fight. He wanted to fuck me up. Oh, well. And I would just rub it in too. Like, dude, why would you say the shoe? Snarf. You're trying too hard. Anyway, be that as it may, cut string, let it fly. You got to catch my Friday Night Live at 8 o'clock tomorrow. You got to be there, man. Be there, straight B. Squiz there. I'm going to be there. If you're in SAC, hit me up this weekend. Let's hook it up. I only got a couple shirts left. Only a couple shirts, only a couple bags of coffee, but a gang of stickers and magnets. None of them with some respect. Cut string, let it fly. Peace.